Okay, this is number 7 in section 2.1. And again, we're given a second order homogeneous differential equation. We're given our two linearly independent solutions, and of course, we're given our initial conditions. And the goal is to find, and again, in this particular problem, is to find yp, or y particular, if you want to say yp of x. And again, we know our general solution, right? Our general solution is C1 y to the 1 plus C2 y to the, well, y sub 2 actually. And they give us, again, our y1 and our y2. Right? Here's our y1 and here is our y2. So we have C1 times 1 plus C2 times e to the negative x, right, is our y sub 2. And then this is just C1 plus C2 e to the negative x. Okay, so here is our general solution. So now we're ready to find our particular solutions, right, using the initial conditions. So if we just draw this down here, so imposition of initial conditions. And again, the reason we're doing this is because we want to find our C1 and our C2. Okay, so let's start differentiating y prime of x. And my y, okay, well, my y of x is actually right here. So the derivative of a constant is 0, so that's gone. And then this guy is, let's see, derivative is going to be negative C2 e to the negative x. And now let's impose our initial conditions. So we have y of 0. Well, y of 0 is equal to, I'm looking at, again, this guy. So we have C1 plus, that's just going to be C2, right? Or, I mean, if you want to, it's e to the negative 0, which is really just 0. Let's just go ahead and write it in. So C1 plus, again, this is a big 1, C2. But y of 0 is equal to negative 2. Okay, so that is negative 2. So there's an equation with C1 and C2. And now we can impose our second initial condition, and y prime of 0. And again, I'm going to be using this guy, right, because I'm working with a derivative. And we get, let's see, negative C2 e to the 0. Okay, and that gives us, I think it was 8. And this implies, again, this is just a big 1, negative C2 equals 8. So therefore, C2 is negative 8. Okay, so now we can, well, we found C2. So now we can just insert, well, negative 8, right in there, just back substitution. So we have C1 plus C2, which in this case is minus 8, right? Add 8 to both sides, and then we get 6. All right, so we found our C2 and our C1, so now we can rewrite our particular, well, our general solution with this, with our coefficient C1, C2, which makes it a particular solution. So yp of x, and let's see, it was, I'm looking at our particular solution, right, or general one, which was this guy right here, or C1 plus C2 times e to the negative x. So C1 plus C2, well, C1 is 6 plus C2 is, well, okay, negative 8, and then e to the negative x, but we can just simply write that as 6 minus 8 e to the negative x. That is our y sub p. And just make sure not to subtract 6 minus 8 and write negative 2 e to the negative x, right? These are not like terms. So hopefully that makes sense. If you have any questions, again, please feel free to ask me for any hints. I really want your homework to be complete. Again, it's just going to help you on your next exam.